story. First memory of us ever meeting, she hated me.
We met in like 7th grade because we were both at the same bat mitzvah, and she like came up to my table and like took my water or something. I don't know. So I thought she was like a total bitch.
She thought that I was making weird faces at her at a bat mitzvah, which I wasn't. And then I had a bat mitzvah.
It was like the big social event. Bat mitzvahs, 7th grade.
And I invited a bunch of random people, and she was one of them. And she was scared to come. She thought that I hated her, but I didn't even know her really.
And we like actually hung out together that time.
We sat next to each other like the whole entire night, like on the swing set.
And it just like became inseparable.
We're like, we're gonna have a club. Like we wanted to have this club, and we're like, we made a little, like alphabet.
Okay, so what we did was we took we have the alphabet. We took the computer, like the keyboard, and we looked for symbols that were like kind of similar to the letters, and we just memorized that. But we also have like for the name symbols too. So it was like a stamp, like, okay, this is me and this is you.
We came up with a way of describing how you're feeling or your day as if it was a block of color.
And like we use different colors depending on how we feel that day, the moods, what else?
And we were like, we're gonna have this club and we're gonna have all these people in it, and we like listed like all these people that were gonna be in it, and we were like telling people, and like somehow like it would always fall through.
We would always go tubing at our house, and we went tubing with our friend Candace and Faith.
And her brother, and we went tubing. And we were the daredevils of the group.
We were like, oh, we're the crust and they're the cheese.
Piece of the pizza. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
We were born 11 days apart, and our mothers met like in the hospital very close to our births, so we've been friends for a really long time.
Oh, because we were in kindergarten together too. I just remember driving through.
I drove with her and her father down to North Carolina. We not only did we stay at her grandmother's house.
I really liked her house. I thought it was so much cooler than mine.
Oh my god, this is the best part. I totally just left it out. This is the best part. We were writing a story.
Like this is like an epic story.
While we were on the trip, we had this little book.
We wrote these books.
We imagined that we're returning to this place. It's called the R trip because it's a road trip, and me and Ashley are older, and we're coming back to her Uncle Frederick's farm, and he has a new hired hand. Turns out the hired hand is Elijah Wood.
Together, so like I would do the illustrations because I drew, and she would come up with stories with me, and we'd write them out together. And the spelling was absolutely horrible, but
and then there's this weird scene, like Ashley will write some and then I'll write some. I'm like, Ashley's is pretty good, and then mine will be like, so me and Elijah Wood, the farmhand, are in the woods, and then there's this sheep, and he just runs, and all of a sudden Elijah falls on top of me, and oh no!
Like everything she had was like cooler than mine for something. She had like these kangaroo mice, and I just had cats.
So when she came to public school, and I was trying to not be like her, like distance myself from her a little bit, and then it just turned out that everyone ended up liking her more, because she was more of an individual. And that really taught me that you can't try to be liked. And Ashley, I would always get so jealous because people would be like, Ashley's so cool and different. And I'd be like, I'm different too. So it was really interesting.